Well, a few closing thoughts on that winter racing radiator that I've put into the car from China. I have actually the model number. I thought I'd share that just in case there's any ambiguity on the part number. So this is, of course, a 3-liter Alpha 75 slash Milano. So any of the 3-liter engine cars will take this one. It's from Winter Racing. It's the ARR075G. So yeah, a couple closing thoughts on the install. Overall, it fits fairly good. It is quite thick, obviously, so there are a couple little pinch points, which I should point out quickly. One of them is that depending on how you want the radiator, forward or reverse tilted, or just completely straight up. I chose completely straight up because my condenser is also a custom condenser, and it sits at a certain angle, so I wanted to match the radiator to that because there's like a little seal that goes between them. Anyway, so I added this little tiny, I think it's probably a 1/4-inch thick piece of aluminum just to shim it so that I could get the angle perfect. You may or may not care about doing that. The next little pain point was the upper rad hose. If I have a type... I think this is a type 26. I don't know. It's a fairly big battery. You can see that the top hose does foul on the battery a little bit. Depending on which battery you have in your car, this may or may not be an issue at all. But this is with my collection of cars, I sort of use whatever battery I have available, and this fits the hole, so that's the battery that the car gets. But there's no other. Jesus, mosquitoes are killing me here. There's no other modifications that need to be done to the battery tray. It all does fit just fine. So I just put a little piece of exhaust wrap just on that little section of the hose just to help give it a bit of airspace between the battery and the hose itself. It's not really a big issue. And the third little pain point was, if you can see how close the fan bracket for the rad fan gets to that sort of chassis brace. So this may or may not become an issue on your car, sort of depending on how things, these cars aren't made perfect, so it may or may not become an issue. The gap here is very small. I think it actually might be rubbing. It's hard to say. It's really close, if not. So you can see I've had to just move the wire just a little bit to plug it in rather than just go straight fan. Anyway, it's a nothing thing. Getting the fan out without the radiator may become a bit of an issue if you don't want like bending the fins on the radiator, because it's you got to kind of jam it in there. So I put this whole thing all at once. So I installed the fan onto the radiator and then put the radiator into the car. A lot of the times on the Milano, you can take off the fan. Like if you're doing a timing belt, you take off the fan and then that's enough clearance to do everything. So this may make things, because it's so much tighter, it may make things a little bit tight for timing belt jobs. But nevertheless, I'm very happy with it. It tools really, really well. Immediate improvement noticed. So yeah, good little project. I did this in July 2026, and the price on that radiator is around Canadian $500. So I feel stupid that I didn't do this a couple years ago, because I was researching this exact radiator like 3 years ago, and it was less than half that price. So just the price of things in general have just skyrocketed from China. There was no duty on it, so they didn't do me dirty in that way. So I'm really, really happy with them. And again, the customer support was really, really good. So yes, I highly recommend, if you're in the situation where you need a new radiator for one of these, and the one option is the OEM copper IPRA one, which is about $1,000 Canadian right now, or one of these, I would highly recommend, if you're trying to save a little bit of money, throw one of those in. It's going to be very, very good. A little bit of mods to get it to fit, but overall, pretty darn good. Anyways, bye for now.